For those unaware, which will be very few of you, you will have heard about Paladins strike. But if you haven't, here is a quick rundown. Hi-Rez Studios have announced a Paladins MOBA for the mobile platform, which means iOS and Android. Here is a trailer for Paladins Strike.
Behold the dragon's fury!
Now, there will be a lot of thoughts and opinions, and I know a lot of them will be not so great. This video is not an announcement though. I will let the other YouTubers do that for you. As an economics student, this was very interesting and, well, an expected move. I mean, a Paladins MOBA exactly wasn't what I expected, but I did expect a mobile game from Hi-Rez that is not Jetpack Fighter. What I'm here for is to tell you that this is one of the best moves that Hi-Rez could have pulled off given their current situation. Let me explain. Given this day and age, the number of people that have a phone in comparison of a PC or even a console is far greater. The last time I heard, it was 2/3 of the population of the whole world. That is 5 billion people with smartphones. Now, PC and consoles are seen as luxury good by a lot of people. You don't need them for your day-to-day life, but if you have them, it's good. But it's hard to say that there are more users of PC and console over phones. Actually, it's not hard to say, it's just downright impossible. According to one study conducted in 2016, there are 1.8 billion gamers in the world. By gamers, I mean PC and console owners. That is again quite small compared to the smartphone ownership. But that's really enough about the PC, console and phone ownership. I'm pretty sure you get the number, which is phone over PC and console. Next, we have to get an idea of the revenue for mobile gaming. I admit, when I think of mobile gaming, things like Clash of Clans, Candy Crush, and it's pretty old school now, but Angry Birds spring into mind. These are casual games enjoyed by millions, if not billions of players, so the revenue would have to be pretty significant too. For a fact, it is. The revenue for mobile gaming surpassed both PC and console last year, and is worth approximately $41 billion. The PC and the console market is worth $36 billion. But the story doesn't end here. The revenue from iOS and Google Play Store has increased 53% in Q1 of 27, which means the first 3 months. This is now nearly $12 billion, and analysts among all over the world, and of course all the industry big shots, know that mobile, even now, is a relatively untapped goldmine. Now let's introduce Hi-Rez into the mix. They have not one, but 2 active well-known IPs, which is intellectual properties, Smite and Paladins. They are already doing a second game for Smite called Hand of the Gods, but that again is for PC and very soon console. Paladins was first released on PC to a relatively big audience. Then the audience they missed out, the more casual / younger people, they released Paladins on console. Now before you all rip into me, gaming PCs are a pretty luxury item that very few can afford. Most people, even now when you ask them about gaming, they will think of consoles first. So that's what that statement meant, nothing more, nothing less. Anywho, so they have a majority of the gaming population into Paladins with PC and console. Now what they've done is that with Paladin Strike is to get the other and more reclusive game population, the mobile gamers. Hi-Rez have made a new IP to the truest sense of the word and globalized it. So here's a rundown. Currently Paladins, because of a gaming PC expensive, well, you can lower it down and play it on lower settings and the game runs just as well because it's really well optimized. Well, okay, but what if I don't want to afford or buy a new PC just for Paladins? Then Hi-Rez goes, well, here, have it on console. Just go with the example, I know it's not true. But then the player goes, well, I can't play Paladins console because they seem like a waste of money. And then Hi-Rez goes, well, okay, here's a free-to-play mobile game. And so on and so forth. Just stop and think for a minute. Hi-Rez have made an IP that can be played on everything that can be gamed on, to a certain point. But the cleverness doesn't just stop there. It really gets better. If you go on the Paladin Strike sign up page, you can sign up via either iOS or Android, but those are not the only major players in the mobile market. The other major operating system is COS, which is Chinese, and the biggest publisher for COS just so happens to be Tencent. But wait, Tencent also happens to be one of Hi-Rez's main partners, and also the publisher for Gunfight Ranger, aka Chinese Paladins. But that's still not it. During Q2 of 2017, Tencent have posted a record $2.7 billion profit, with mobile gaming making up a significant chunk of that. Now, think of this. Hi-Rez makes a new IP. It's now available on PC, console and mobile. The place where you don't have iOS and Android, you just so happen to be partnered with the biggest publisher for that OS with other things. They also spread the word of Paladins for both PC and now mobile with China. Now, if you don't know who Tencent are, they also happen to own Riot Games, the maker of League of Legends, which is the most popular PC game. Now, there's also the idea of cross-promotion. There are obviously people that have not heard of Paladins. So, with the launch of Paladin Strike in a market of potential 5 billion people, you can have players from mobile and you can link them to your main game, where you have another active user. And as a rough estimate, 1 in every 10 players in a free-to-play game will purchase something. So you have now a paying customer. But it can also work the other way around. Some Paladins fanatic can love the game so much that they play it on PC or console, and in theory they could be paying for Paladin Strike as well and become a paying customer from mobile. Jeez, sounds an awful like me. One other major point that we haven't gotten into is competitive mobile games. Yes, they exist, and actually they have a pretty big market. Looking at another mobile MOBA, Vainglory. They've had a few tournaments with their total pricing coming up to just under $800,000. Now remember, this is just one mobile game, but I know for a fact that Clash of Clans also has an esports scene, and there are other games that also offer an esports side. So hopefully now you have a better idea of what I initially thought when I first heard that Hi-Rez has made a new game for the mobile. The fact they chose Paladins is great because it's fresh and more upcoming. They tried to make a Smite game, but from the last I've heard, it's been shelved for now. Do you know what the really funniest thing out of all of this is? The day they announced Paladin Strike is the same day I happened to break my phone screen quite badly.